You think you are going to get away with messing with my allies? No. I choose to stand up for my allies. When you mess with them, you mess with me. And when you mess with our allies, not only does the Empire answer, but so do we. We stand united not only in the Empire, but with our allies. End-lands has interfered where it had no right. We choose to answer along with the CWE. The CWE did not summon us or drag us here. We arrived because the line was crossed. And you should be scared of End-lands because we are more than just states. We are united in the Empire. We stand beneath the CWE banner, but no order brought us here. End-lands did. And you mess with an ally, you don't just mess with the states. You mess with the whole Empire. The war taught us something, End-lands. You only remember victory. We remember why it happened, and this time the outcome will be different than the first time. You spoke of the war as if time stood still. It did not, and now we are stronger than before and united. The Empire and State stand together and united. You friend our allies, you crossed our line. Now you will face not the past, but all of us. And show no mercy if you wish. We will show none waiting for you.
Fang Pact, we have a problem, and I mean a major problem. My intelligence says so that the CW and End-lands are apparently at war literally right now as we speak.
What do you mean they're at war?
Oh no, my intelligence just told me that the CW and End-lands are literally at war with each other. What should we do?
What we should do is nothing. Let them tear each other apart. Two giants fighting against fewer enemies for us later.
Nothing? Are you serious? This could reshape the entire balance of power. If the CW wins quickly, them and Wolfco could dominate.
If End-lands wins, the Socialist League becomes unstoppable. Either way, rushing in blindly would be stupid.
Or it would be opportunity. If we move carefully, we could expand our influence while they're distracted.
You mean Matrix expands influence. Don't pretend this is about the Pact.
The Iron Fang Pact benefits if one of us becomes stronger.
What? That can't be right. Are you sure this isn't some border clash? That idiot! Why would CWE throw themselves into a suicide mission like that? End-lands have been preparing this for years! The CWE stood beside us before. We can't just pretend this isn't happening. I know. I know. That's the problem. don't know, but whatever choice we make, it could decide whether the whole world goes to war. Both of you are right. And that's exactly the problem. The CWE is our ally, but if we rush into this war unprepared, we could destroy everything we fought for. But if the CWE falls, End-lands won't stop there. They'll come for the rest of the Chaotic Coalition next. Then we walk the line between both risks. We prepare for the war, but we don't abandon our ally.
Oh, you want us to just sit and wait?
The pack benefits if neither of us drags the other into a disaster.
Listen, if we secretly support one sidearm's intelligence, resources, then we will control the outcome.
And if they discover it, congratulations! Now we're at war with both of them.
So your plan is to just sit here while history changes around us.
My plan is patience. Empires collapse faster than people expect during wars like this.
Patience loses opportunities.
Recklessness loses nations.
Answer me this. If the CWE starts winning, what happens to us?
Then we prepare for the next war.
Exactly my point.
And if End-lands wins?
Then we prepare even faster.
So either way, the storm is coming.
Yes.
Then maybe the real question isn't if we get involved.
But when?
Alright, Chaotic Federation and Republic of Chaotix, here is the plan. First, the Navy crushes their fleets and blockades their ports. Then our armies push across the front lines. Finally, we invade and end this war. Understood. A three-phase war, effective and decisive. The Federation will commit everything from naval to the front and let the war begin. Roger that, the Republic stands ready. When the Navy strikes, we strike with it. Then let us remember what we are fighting for today. We do not fight for land. We don't fight for glory. This fight isn't even for power or influence, but today we fight for our allies, for Freya and Wolfgold. End-lands has crossed the line and thinks he will get away while our allies bleed from the wars. But today, the Empire unites together to show the world that when you mess with the allies of the CWE, we do not stand down. We are the Chaotic Warriors Empire for a reason, and we defend our allies at all costs, no matter what happens. Let us stand with swords held high. Our swords will stand beside the Empire together. We will defend all of our allies, and End-lands will learn what happens when you friend our allies. The Federation stands with the Empire for Freya, for Wolfgold, and for every ally that has stood behind us. This war is starting to drag on, and it seems to be becoming nothing but an endless war. End-lands, let's negotiate before this war gets out of hand, shall we? I'm only asking this once, and you turn it down, then I will use full-scale intervention and war. The choice is yours, End-lands. Pick carefully. The world doesn't revolve around you, End-lands. Here is what we could do. First, you must pay repercussions to both Riftgold and Freya for the Civil War. Second, I will also pay repercussions for any damage of your military bases or other stuff. And I will give you some food for your people to any citizens who have been affected from this war. With pleasure. The less time I have to spend with you, the better. Let's sign this deal and end this war as fast as possible.
Everyone, we have our military built up. Are we ready to defend the CWE from End-lands? If we don't join the war, I'm afraid we will lose him. And I can't afford or allow to lose the Chaotic Warriors. Are we all ready to make the stand for him? It's either we stand now, or we lose him later. Then it is time for the wolves to rise up and make our stand for the Chaotic Warriors and show the world who our nation is standing for. We must show the world that Riftgold isn't afraid to stand up for her allies when they are threatened or endangered. Thank goodness, that is probably the best news I could ever hear, but is the CWE actually okay from the war? Fauna, you have such a young spirit that I love, but I'm just glad the war ended and the CWE came out alive and still strong as a state.
Ha! Well, me and some of my states really showed End-lands what happens when they mess with my allies. I wasn't going to let End-lands get away with causing civil war in both your nation and Freya's nation. The Empire lives to fight another day.
WWE, I'm relieved to see you standing here after all that truly happened. End-lands pushed too far and they needed to be answered, but don't think that means I agree with how you handled it. You rushed into war without a word, no counsel, no warning, no time for the coalition to prepare. Do you understand what could have happened if End-lands had been ready? If you had fallen, we all would have been dragged into a disaster we weren't even prepared for. We are your allies, not just spectators to your decisions. Next time, you don't charge in alone, you call us. We stand together, or not at all.
I understand that I reacted a bit rash, but we both know End-lands very well. And if I didn't do anything about what he was doing, then he would have found another way to keep pushing the lines. And the more time he would have had, he would have gotten bolder and bolder and bolder until he feels like he can do whatever he wants. Heck, knowing him, he probably wouldn't even learned anything from this war and just keep doing what he was already doing. But the only difference now is he might be a bit more hesitant than before. Either way, we are living on borrowed time.
I know that, CWE, but that doesn't mean you should have gone to war with End-lands. Guns blazing. We did that with Valmora, and we both know how that turned out. My point is, we need to be more cautious about these things, because if things escalate, then we will make chaos unleashed global, and if we don't want all-out war, then we need to remain cautious, especially since we're talking about End-lands here. And if they say the most dangerous nations are the ones with nothing to lose, then End-lands literally fits that definition perfectly.
End-lands has unchecked power. That's the problem. So he feels like he can just do whatever he wants without no consequences. And if I choose to do nothing in that moment, he would have been proven right, not to mention he already thinks I'm weak and can't stand up to him. So I hope that me taking that action against him will make him have a reality check.
I get what you're saying, CWE, and I understand where you're coming from, but as much as I hate to admit it, we really can't rush into war with End-lands. He is too strong. When you told me to back down during the Great Canine Conflict, I listened because I realized you were right, but you also need to realize that maybe we shouldn't always go into war, guns blazing, but instead plan it out. But either way, I'm glad you survived that war against End-lands. You're my biggest ally, and I don't know what I'd do without you.
I got my military built up. Let's hold a vote between us, because everyone should be in agreement with the decision we are going to make. I suggest we send aid to End-lands, and if the situation escalates and we join the war, I vote in favor. Oh, for crying out loud, Matrix, you have got to be kidding me right now. Can't you take care of your own rebels? And no, I will not allow you to use the Fang Pact just to waste our military and resources on your stupid rebels. Now either take care of that situation or don't get involved with what is about to happen with this CWE and End-lands. Matrix, do you not realize that the CWE and End-lands are at war? And yet you're worried about some damn rebels? Now's not the time, Matrix. No! We can't waste our troops on some rebellion that isn't our problem. This is Matrix's problem, and his problem alone. And if he uses all of his military, that isn't my concern. My concern is the current war between the CWE and End-lands. It's over? Oh. That's very underwhelming. But at least both of them came to their senses. But I think the Fang Pact should still be on high alert, for we don't know what the CWE or Wolfgold, especially Wolfgold, could have planned. We need to stay alert at all times. Matrix, I already told you that I'm not going to let the Fang Pact be used to crush some rebels, but fine, I will send you troops to help you with the rebels, but I'll expect some payment after this little rebellion is over with. Got it?
So sure about that, Matrix. The people are rising up against you, and we will overthrow this government and achieve our dreams of making a workers' utopia for the people. Again, I wouldn't be so sure about that, Matrix. I have friends of my own as well. And now, with the workers' support, I will overthrow you imperialistic scum. You act like you're better than the CWE or the Wolfgold, but you're not. You're just like them.
I see what you mean about these rebels, Matrix. They are harder than I thought. Even with some of my troops, I'm having a hard time helping you put them down. Whatever idea you have right now would definitely be great and help change the tide. Matrix, you can't be serious right now. Asking the CWE for help? Are you outside your mind? You know what? Fine. Go ahead and ask the CWE to see if they'll join, because as much as I hate to say it, you're right. I don't see any other way of helping you win this civil war since End-lands is sending the rebels aid. It's their best shot at winning this.
Even after the war me and End-lands just had, he can still support rebels and proxies. Very interesting. Alright, Matrix. I will help you, but you must agree to a few demands, and in return, I will join the war against the rebels. I have 4 major demands. First, you must sign a non-aggression pact with Wolfgold for 4 years. Second, you must recognize Wolfgold as a sovereign nation. Third, you will pay for my involvement in the war for damages of the war between me and End-lands, but I will only make you pay $5 million for my involvement. If you agree to all of them, then I will join the war. Give me a few days to get my military shipped out to you, but for right now, just try your best to hold off the rebels as much as you can. Alright, Kronos, it's nice to see you here. Your willingness to stand with us in a time like this speaks louder than any past conflict.
So, any news? Were you able to convince the Chaotic Warriors to join our side in this war? Or did you reject? Sounds like a plan. I just hope the CWE is aligned and won't leave us out to try against these rebels. I really can't believe we're even asking for his help right now. You don't have to remind me or rub it in my face, Matrix. Let's just focus on defeating these rebels already.
My troops have finally arrived. Took a little longer than expected, but I'm here now.
Oh, Matrix, you really thought you were going to defeat me just because you got troops from the CWE. Well, well, now the tables have turned. And unless you want to end up in a state of no recover, then I would suggest you surrender now and recognize my independence as a nation. Matrix, you already know what I want. I want full independence, not autonomy, not state privilege. I want independence. And all of the land my troops have taken, I want them to be annexed into my territory. And I want a peace treaty. And also, in the peace treaty, I want there to be a rule where you're not allowed to invade me or conquer me. And if you do, I have the full rights to defend myself. You heard my demands. Either you agree or I'll happily continue this war. You know you can't afford the cost if I win and expand, Matrix. Also, I'm not dumb, you know. I know you will conquer me when the moment is right. For now, you either surrender or bleed more troops. Your choice, Matrix, and if I were you, I would choose your next actions very carefully. With pleasure.
Yes, that is correct.
Hold on, Matrix. You can't be serious. Recognizing Wolfgold and a non-aggression pact for 4 years? Matrix, you cannot and should not expect that. The CWE is just trying to put you in line.
This isn't your decision to question. You think this makes you strong? No, it just makes you next.
Fine. We'll step back, but don't mistake it for agreement. Continue.
Thank you. Now, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, yes, that is what I want for the deal. Now I must go as I have a meeting with Wolfgold.
One? Yes, that is current. Everything comes at a price, Matrix. Nothing is for free, and no one is willing to do free cheap anymore. Especially not me. And besides, without me, the Iron Fang Pact wouldn't even exist anyway. So now give me everything I am owed, or I will remove you from the alliance altogether. Oh, now you're calling me greedy? Blinded like Wolfgold? That's low, Matrix. Extremely low. Oh well, I guess I can kick you out of the Iron Fang Pact then. And besides, you're not even that useful to me anyways. Pleasure doing business.
Hello, CWE. I know something I think you should know. Raccoon Empire, with the help of the End-lands, and some of his puppets are planning to conquer me. Some info got leaked from the Raccoon Empire.
Is that so?
Yes, I will send you everything I have.
Alright, I just looked at everything you sent me, and yeah, I can tell this is very suspicious. So I will send you aid in the war. In fact, I will secretly give you some of my troops and disguise them under your army.
CWE? Are you sure that's a good idea? What if they find out? We would be at a massive war against the End-lands and the Raccoon's Empire. If the plan is discovered...
Trust me, they won't find out. I will make sure of it. And even if they do, I can pressure them to back down diplomatically.
Alright, CWE. I trust you. Oh, well, look who it is. If it isn't the mighty Raccoon Empire himself. I'm so scared. You want to annex me? Who, Raccoon Empire? There is something that you have failed to realize, that my nation has the heart of a mighty tiger. A strategy plan that you can't even dream of. Go ahead, throw everything you got at me. Let's see what you've got, Raccoon Empire. When you take Vietnam and Afghanistan and stitch them together, you don't get a country, you get a war that never ends. So send your armies, send your alliance. I buried stronger ones. History tried to warn you, but history will be on my side. So go on, make the same mistake, make the same decision they made, and create me. Oh, also, not to mention that you secretly made a deal with the CWE to send aid for just this occasion. Did you really think I was that dumb? I knew right from the start that you had plans to annex me. Joke's on you. I'm always one step ahead of you, Raccoon Empire.
Astral found out about your little plan you had made, so me and him decided to work together. You know, you should have tried harder to keep your secret. Well, a secret. I'm going to back down, End-lands. You think I'm going to stop supporting Astral just because you are threatening to go to war against me again? No. I know you're lying, End-lands. I know you're bluffing, because our latest conflict drained both of us, some of our resources. But go ahead and declare war on me and see what really happens. I dare you.
Well, Raccoon Empire. What was you about to say? You was going to conquer me, or you said, annex me into your territory. Well, to put it simple, you have lost. So unless you want more dead men, or I invade your territory, I would suggest you surrender. That's right. That's what I thought.